Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eileen Cardenas, and for today's vlog we are going to be discussing chapter 2, impression management in a network setting, women and the rise of raunch culture and pop culture's transgender movement. So let's get into impression management in network setting. So this chapter talks about impression management, basically how we're all consistently performing, especially when it comes to online platforms. And just a reminder that everything is screenshotable and permanent. Everything that you do post, other people can see, other people can comment, other people can forward. So chapters 2 is building on the idea that Goffman says that we're always performing but adapting it to online spaces. So what we share. What stood out to me about this chapter is that it explains that content collapses where all our different audiences exist in one shared online space. So people from all over the world, people from different cultures can all unite in one specific space online with things that they share, that they have in common, with ideas that they feel fit right to certain areas. This reading argues that the collapse forces people to create what they call flattened versions of themselves, so a kind of safe identity that allows them to feel heard, that won't often confuse or offend any other audiences. So it's specifically welcomed for those people that feel encouraged or feel a part of that specific space. A part that hit me when the author said that in the networking settings we have to be persistent, which is a constant reminder, a constant feed of the same daily routine to have that growth with that network setting, to have searchability, which is go beyond the search bar, search for what you like, search for what you feel is correct, and also replicable identities. So just find yourself, find your space and your identity. This chapter also talks about how people create strategic ambiguity, like posting things that appear authentic but are actually carefully curated to manage impressions. It's just like that post that you have online that you don't want it to be messy or unfiltered. You want it to be that exact post, the perfect post, so that you can share onto your online networking settings. The second one is Women and the Rise of Raunch Culture, which focuses more on raunch cultural and how how hypersexualized representations of women have shifted from being seen as objectified to being marketed as empowering. So, raunch culture doesn't necessarily mean free women. It often reshapes partial norms into something that looks like a personal choice. Women are often encouraged to participate in their own sexual objectifications because it is framed as confidence, freedom, or empowerment. It's actually like fashion and how it poses and expressions and how it has merged with mainstream media. And honestly, I do see this everywhere. Like we have influencers now bringing their own makeup brands to line, like Selena Gomez, and she uses these media platforms to empower herself and empower other women to be a part of the culture, to be a part of what they represent, and to just support other women with what they're doing. I also do see this a lot in the gym. Other girls are recording themselves to make a TikTok, which is fine, and other women are like, "You go, girl, you got it." I feel like raunch culture teaches women to police each other's sexuality as a part of female empowerment. And the next one is pop culture and transgender movement. One argument that really stood out to me is that visibility doesn't automatically equally accept. It's that trans characters in TVs, in movies, and social media create a sense that society is suddenly full of trans people, even though the community has always existed. The author does argue that while visibility can humanize and educate people, it can also be a misleading stereotype, especially when trans characters are written by people outside of the community that don't necessarily know what it is to be part of that community. It can also echo increased representation that can be interpreted as exaggeration rather than recognition, to just be misleading to who that character is in themselves and making a false narrative than what it really should be. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Thank you so much.